ancestors were a type of baton. And whatever was incomplete on their journey, they pass it to you for completion, for resolution through you?
Absolutely. Now listen to this. A few minutes ago, I said they had their shot, they had their time. But there is a memory, there is a behavior, there's a trait and a trauma. How you judge it good or not good, that's in your blood. This is why I never focus on being, I'm gonna be that good. If you're just that good, there is no lesson. Lesson comes through friction. Why? That's how you got here, brothers and sisters, through friction. You wasn't looking pretty having sex when the orgasm came. Some parts of your life don't look pretty either. So when you look at the baton that's passed, it has to expand and grow. Because remember, yesterday never comes back. You can look back to go forward. But to reenact an abusive behavior is not part of the process. You may be abused to get jolted to start the healing process.
Right.
Let me give you a better example. The process of reconciling with your ancestors, we call elevating them. Meaning calling upon their attributes, their characteristics, what they did, even if they went to jail. You still call because that's part of their experience.
Right.
If they were abusers of any kind, physically, sexually, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever they were, the redemption starts for them with you not doing the things that they did. If you judge them as uncharacteristic of your life, the healing process has already begun. But if they were abusers and you have been abusive, that cycle is continuing. If they were absentee fathers and you're an absentee father, what do you expect for your son to be?
And the parents didn't do this on purpose.
No, this is a
part
lot
of the limited toolbox that they inherited. Correct?
We are victims of victims. We are victims of victims. I'll say this over and over again. We are all victims of victims, which makes nobody a victim. It's just the way things are now. They can only give us what they have. That's never enough. They're in trance until they wake up. They can't pass on anything new. You know, one of the great things I see in working with people in recovery, as soon as somebody gets into recovery, you know, what we say is that if you don't transform your pathology, you're going to transmit it. If you don't transform it, you transmit it. But once you transform it, you also transmit that. You transmit the transformation.
1 second. Wait, listen. Can I just tell everybody that's in the room right now? There have been about 70 quotations that Dr. Alan Berger has shared with us during this movement. If I don't see memes and y'all tag us both in these memes on Instagram, we are all victims of victims?
That's right.
Come on, man. Listen. Y'all got to tag us on these.
Those demands, those claims on life now become expectations. We say expectations are resentments under construction. Expectations are resentments under construction. They're premeditated resentments is what they are. So now my expectations, because I'm not just going to say I have a demand, I have to turn this into something that is what we call cognitive congruent, right? That egosyntonic is the fancy word for it. So I have to, so now I turn it into a rule. Well, it's an unenforceable rule, but it's a rule that this is the way things are supposed to be. If you love me, you would fill in the blank. Right. That's my unenforceable rule.
But in every effort, let's say you grew up in a household where there was alcoholics, and you say, I definitely will not, be drinking when I'm older. I will not marry an alcoholic. I will not, engage in it. You may truly not marry the alcoholic, which is the first step, which is great. However, you have to understand how growing up in an alcoholic household, for example, has influenced your perception of relationships, has influenced your perception of trust, has influenced your perception of alcohol in general. Are you going to turn your nose up every time your partner has a glass of wine, even though they're not, an addict? But if you don't understand those things, that's great that you achieve the not marrying the alcoholic. But if you have no understanding of how all of this influenced you, there are going to be some unhealthy traits that trickle down. And one of those could be the conflict, because you saw arguing in the alcoholic household, right? Now you still have that conflict. So you didn't marry the alcoholic, but you're still bringing over that the negative conflict resolution. Same thing. That trauma, that generational curse of alcoholism, you tried it on your own, but without stepping back, looking at yourself, really dissecting the issue, it limits the chance of you really shifting completely. So there's a complete 180 in changing these generational cycles.
Wow.
Don't be this guy. Raise your drive and libido. It's time to man up with X-Wolf. Boost your testosterone levels to help decrease your body fat percentage and increase lean muscle mass gains. Boost your stamina and blood flow for those tough workouts. And these workouts also. Go to xlabsubs.com to find out more.
How y'all doing today? Yeah, hit the like button, please. As you come in to the show, please hit the like button. Your brother Zoe Williams is in the building. I just took my red bow tie off. I took that off. I'm only dressed up like this because me and Ray Grady are doing No Class tonight. We're filming the first episode of No Class. The only way you're going to be able to see No Class is if you sign up to my Patreon. So the least you could do is sign up to the Patreon if you want to see these episodes that Ray and I are going to start producing. Once a month, Ray and I sit down at the chessboard and we're going to really get into some heavy stuff, some real man talk, some grown people talk. And it's going to be cold. So we filming right after ZOLO. So I was just going to come in here in the hoodie and everything like that. But I said, damn, I got to get dressed because I don't want to have to run all the way back to the crib. You know the traffic out here dumb.
You look sharp.
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 That boy sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't make me show you what. Ooh, he called.
Clean up nice, don't it?
Ooh.
Come on, inside.
That iridescent red paisley.
My Lord.
Lord. Lord.
Look like angel skin.
What does it say? The inscription says, High Father, King Zoser.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, Lord.
Tailor-made.
Taylor.
Taylor.
By my homeboy, Ryan Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Who's one of the owners of Drobe Stogies Cigar Lounge in Inglewood. Again, black-owned business. I try to support it as much as I can, But let me just do this. Let's get it cracking. I am completely out of total package energy. Sharing with Kevin and them.
See, but you was being nice.
Every time they come in there, they be like, yo, give me some of them. And to the point where it's all gone. Yo, Jay, from Total Package Energy, hook your brother Zoe up. Alright, hook your brother. Somebody said Zoe looking casket sharp.
Oh, yes, Lord.
I don't want to look cat.
Oh,
I'm dead.
You look Amazing Grace sharp.
Amazing Grace
Hey.
Shaw. I got a powerful topic, but before I get there, you know I got to promote Total Package Energy. One of the most consistent black-owned businesses that I have supported over the past few years. It's been 6 years, 6 or 7 years, I think, since we started promoting Total Package Energy. And the company has evolved, their brand has evolved, and I want you guys to go support them. Support them, please, 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 please. Okay, Total Package Energy, they have B12, they have energy shots, and they have vitamin C, right? And they also have pea protein made from vegetable, right? Not like pea, but pea protein,
Not pea.
right? Please support the black-owned business because, again, during this time, nobody is really pushing and promoting the way that they should, building your immune system. And one way to build your immune system is to eat clean. Pea protein is a great product for that. Total Package Energy. The HuriKane Report.
Oh, hold on.
Why I always gotta hold on?
I got. It don't click right off. I'm sorry.
Write it, take action, maintain freedom. H-report.news. A lot of our stories come from them, and I want you guys to support them and their black-owned business. Should I show them the boots?
I think you should totally show them.
No, they're not ready for these wingtip boots. Okay.
Wang in the tail.
They not ready? Oh, Lord.
To
Have
wang.
mercy. I'm dressed like Eddie Griffin and Cat Williams in Norbit right now.
No, you not.
I got the whole look going.
No, look. You
Somebody
look
said I look blessed and highly favored.
Okay.
Hold it up, Shanda.
You look First Sunday sharp, honey.
First Sunday.
You look like you doing the offering message.
Yeah, what's the offer? Can you give me an example? No. The HuriKane Report. A lot of our stories come from them. They are the Black Al Jazeera. Please continue to support. You saw, of course, X-Wolf. Please continue to support the X-Wolf brand. Also, I have Z-Moss. You can find Z-Moss at cmossbusiness.com. SEAMOSS. cmossbusiness.com. I have my own brand of sea moss. There's a nice little combination here of Irish moss, bladderwrack, burdock, and black pepper. Please, please, please buy out all of these these black-owned businesses, their inventory. Buy it all. Now, I'm going to say this right now.
And I'm going to end mine.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to end mine. The Shrouded Lighthouse is now available on Amazon.com in Kindle form. We need to get that thing trending. First off, ain't no real money at Amazon.com unless thousands of people go there and buy your book. Ain't no real money. Amazon takes so much of the money. However, I want that #1 ranking. I want that #1 spot. If we could all just go over there and buy the book, it's available right now on Amazon.com, The Shrouded Lighthouse. How to discover the silver lining in any situation shift. Sarah, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing great.
I'm doing great.
All right, let's just get right into the topic.
Yes, I'm ready.
Because a lot of folk be confused about a great many things. We're in 2021, right? A lot of foolishness is going on in the world, right?
Say that.
My man Andrew Wiggins from the Golden State Warriors said, I guess my body is not my body.
Okay.
Either I retire or I want to continue to play in the NBA. He said that. This is something I felt forced to do. This is something I didn't want to do. And y'all know the something I'm talking about, right? Okay. Y'all hip to that kid Kendrick Johnson that was killed
yes.
in high school and rolled into a mat, and his case is still unsolved. See, sometimes we get ready to hop up and jump and throw a damn party when they throw a bone at us, right? What's the bone? George Floyd statue. George Floyd's police officer killer sent to prison. George Floyd's police officer killer was denied his appeal.
Yeah.
So we look at those as wins. And indeed, they are to a certain degree. But there's a larger battle going on. Why am I naming and mentioning these types of issues? Because they directly affect black folk in America.
Yeah.
27, what did they say? 27 million students? I don't know. I don't know how many students. Can we look up the actual factual on this? I want to know how many students are in LAUSD, LA Unified School District.
How many students are in LA?
Right? Because we know a great deal of those numbers are black. 600,000 students.
Are you looking at that? Okay.
Yep. 600,000 students are enrolled in LAUSD. And a great deal of LAUSD students are African American. Let's see African American LAUSD enrollment numbers. Let's see. What you getting at, Zoe? You gonna see in a second. Because we ain't gonna be here all day. I got other shows to produce.
Bon.
Of the 600,000, 50,000, no, they say African. I want African Americans. They say 50,557 of those students are African American. Now listen, the 50,557 African American students in LAUSD make up one of the largest student populations in the nation. Do you know LAUSD is the only school district that's mandating the students be vaccinated?
And they just approved that 5-year-olds can get it now, 5 to 11.
Right? Now, you get vaccinated, students, or you get expulsion. You get kicked out of school. What am I getting at? I'm trying to paint a picture for all these people out here, because I hear it on what is that, Clubhouse. People being there arguing about expectations. Listen, my homeboy Tone Talks broke it down. Very, very simple. $136 trillion in the American economy. 83 million white families, right? They have 100 of the 136 trillion. They have 100 trillion in worth. Did you know damn near 30 trillion of that is liquid? Black people have 6.5 trillion. Did you know damn near 40% of that is tied up in pensions and property? Black people are not liquid like that. Did you know it only takes $305,000 to get into the top 1% of black America? That's all you need. $305,000. $305,000. That's all you need to get into the top 1% of Black America.
Not one?
Top 1%. You are a 1%er in African American culture. This is per Tone Talks. Tone Talks has got his numbers from the Federal Reserve. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Where am I going with this? Here I am, and it's crazy to me. Here I am, listening to people on TikTok talking about, not TikTok, excuse me, Clubhouse, talking about expectations and gender roles and what a real man is and what a real woman is. And okay, who is the author of the gender narrative? Is it society or is it God? Because some people will say, no, this goes back to the Bible.
Really?
Yeah, some people say the man was always in control and always in charge in the Bible.
Except when Deborah was a judge.
Huh?
Deborah, or somebody say her name Deborah, she was a judge.
Oh, they call her Deborah.
Deborah?
But in the hood, we call her Deborah.
Dee.
Dee. Interesting. Let's go to Genesis real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like preaching this evening.
Oh, Lord.
I got my I got my reverend suit on.
Oh, yes, Lord. I tell you, got the offering message.
The offering message.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Lord.
We're going to do this quick because I want people to understand something. Here.
Yeah.
Don't leave me down here.
Oh, Lord.
Now, do you know Eve was punished?
Yes.
Why was Eve punished?
Because she was disobedient to what God told Adam.
I don't want hermeneutics and exegesis. I want you to get that scripture and get it right. Why was she punished?
Because she ate it.
Yes? And she convinced
Adam to eat it.
Right.
So she had to wait. So she get in trouble for telling him to?
She get in trouble for not minding her motherfucking business. That's what a lot of y'all in trouble for today.
Hey.
You understand now? A lot of y'all women in trouble because you're nosy.
The good book says it's a tail bearer. Mm-hmm.
The good book says what now?
It's a tail bearer.
Now, one of her punishments was what? Can you name the punishments?
She had to give through childbirth. And she got a period.
Pain in childbirth.
Sorrow and pain and thunder.
Okay now. Adam is supposed to work his ass off.
Yeah.
And live by the sweat of his brow, right?
Yeah, Lord.
That's Genesis 3:18.
My Lord.
Right? Mm-hmm. So you can go to 17, 18, 19. That's 19. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread. In other words, by the sweat of your brow, that's how you're going to get your bread. Mm-hmm. Till you return to the ground. You're going to work. If you don't work.
Until your work is through.
You don't eat. That's where that goes. All right. Mm-hmm. Eve's punishment, childbirth or pain in childbirth. But one of the more serious punishments was subservience to man.
Yeah.
You got to serve him now.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So what was she doing before then? Before she got punished with following him?
They were equal.
Interesting. They were equal. Now I could really tear this damn Genesis chapter 3 to pieces because there's so many logical holes in it if you just read it. Not from a believer standpoint, but just from a reader. You know how we be sitting in the movies, watching the movie, we go, that don't make no damn sense. there are a lot of that don't make no damn sense moments in Genesis chapter 3.
Right.
How in 3 hells can the devil call God a liar? Well, he does in Genesis chapter 3. Eve said, listen, man, God told us not to mess with that or we would die. No, you won't. Right there, God's a liar. He calling God a liar. Now, how did the devil gain the title, the father of lies, when the very first lie we see in the Bible is attributed to God himself? The devil said, no, you will not die. Now, here's the question.
No, because the thing is, but okay, so what Adam was told was not what she told him. So technically, he wasn't lying.
Now I need my Bible reader.
Okay, yeah, but
I want you to go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 17.
I got you on this one. I got you.
Get me over here now.
Okay.
Because I'm painting a picture.
Okay, so Genesis what now?
2:17.
17. One more.
2:7.
You want the King James?
Always King James, because that's the dumbest version.
Shut up. Oh, KJV, not G. Okay, hold on.
KJV work? That's King James version. Somebody said a woman cannot lead a nation or a man.
Okay, see, here we go.
There are many examples in history of women doing that.
Exactly. Get out of here. Anyway, and it reads,
Read it to me.
but of the tree
Mm-hmm.
of the knowledge of good and evil,
Yes.
thou shalt not eat of it.
No.
For in the day that thou eatest thereof,
Yes.
thou shalt surely die.
Thou shalt surely die.
Okay.
You know the new saying that did you die? They ate it, did they die?
Did it die? No, there is a death that is greater than the physical, and that is of the spirit.
Now, Christian preachers say the spiritual death all the time. Where does it say that in English or in Hebrew? Because it's not there.
I'm just saying it's multifaceted.
Let me ask you, did you add something? Did you add something? Because in Matthew, Jesus, he tells you, shall not one dot or one tittle in no wise be changed from the law. Genesis is part of the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible. One dot or one tittle in no wise should be changed from the law. Listen, if you changing a dot or a tittle to make your riddle make sense, then you are participating in what is called exegesis.
They will die at the same time. It wasn't lying because they ended up dying where they were not, death was not appointed to them.
Who said it? Where does it say it?
But let me tell you.
Where does it say it,
Also, you can also say they died because they wasn't in whatever world they were in before.
Sarah.
You know what I'm saying?
Where does it say it? See, because the point that I'm making right here is if your preacher is adding more words to it to make it make sense, he don't understand it.
No, but there's if you look
somebody said death wasn't immediately.
Thank you. That's the point I'm trying to make.
But who said?
But it's like they gain mortality. Once they ate it, they gain mortality.
Somebody said making shit up.
No, but if you read what God told Adam was not the same thing that Eve told Satan that he said.
Hold on. Where in Genesis, during their creation, during their placement in the garden, was it ever promised that they would live forever?
Because death was not presented until then.
Do you see? You gotta bend it. You gotta stretch to make it make sense.
Well, the thing is, they were.
You know, death wasn't presented. This is the first time they were presented with the notion of death. Do you see? Before this moment, 217, there was no death. Do you understand? Go back to 217.
217. At the same time, is it? They did not. They were living for thousands of years though, because a day is like 1,000.
According to Peter,
to the Bible.
right? Peter.
Huh?
When Peter says
Well,
a day
the
to God
Psalm
is
said
like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years
David
is like
also
one day.
said it as well.
Who said it?
David.
Who said it first?
David said it. Peter didn't come to the New Testament.
Exactly. So Peter was biting.
Peter was biting. He learned it from David.
Oh.
Butt of the tree.
So was Jesus biting from David?
He told David.
Because David was also crucified on the tree and said, my God, why have thou forsaken me? So is Jesus a rewrite of David? That's another story. I don't want to. I don't want to go that far in.
Here we go. Here we damn go.
So what I'm saying is, this is the religious part of it, where woman is subjugated to man. Right?
Yes, sir.
I'm just making a point here.
Okay.
Women are subjugated to man because what? She was nosy. She was doing stuff she wasn't told. She was stiff-necked. Huh? God said, don't mess with that, right?
But I think that was it was a punishment for her for overriding him, because of the first time that one basically did more than the other, then therefore it was the first thing that received consequences.
So let me ask you this. Was her sin graver, more grave, more heinous, more serious than his sin?
Because hers was... now that is...
Yeah.
But I think that...
Because her punishment was...
But her punishment was...
His punishment was go to work, nigga, so you can eat.
Yeah. But see, the thing
For the
is...
rest of your life, you're going to have to work.
You see, her punishment was greater than his?
Was it? Pain? Capitulation? Subservience? You got women today that don't even like the word submission.
But at the same time, you now have... Men now are commissioned with the burden of having to carry that person too. It's one thing to submit to someone. It's another thing to have to carry one.
So in the book of Genesis 3:22, we'll go even further. In Genesis 3:5,
you want me to read it?
yes.
One moment, please.
I got a Bible reader, y'all.
Reader, read.
Somebody says, stop it, Zoe, you're killing him. I want to show y'all something, because I was talking about all of those stories earlier today. You're not in control of yourself. You're not an Adam. Adam in the Bible was a man, right? And once the fall happened, Adam was now responsible to work for the rest of his life, as well as take care of his woman, so he could feed them both, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
And it reads, For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Now you see, I got you down. You see?
What happened?
I got you.
You got more.
So what happens with you do know, let's Google it. How many translations of the Bible come out every year? Can we Google that fact? Is that a Googleable fact?
Let me see. How many
Translations?
Translations or versions? Which one?
Versions, that's fine.
Versions of the Bible come out each year. What? Wait, hold on. I'm spelling. One moment.
Sarah.
Let's see. Timelines about it's not giving exact. Why are so many different versions in the Bible? Oh Lord, that's
How many translations come out?
Whoa. Okay. Hold on. Answered. Oh come on. I'm sorry. This thing is getting on my nerves.
Sarah.
Please be patient with me. It's the computers. It's the computers.
Because I got to get to this, man.
It's a lot of them. Hold on. It is answered right here. I hope nobody don't beat me on the internet. I'm so sorry.
Somebody beat her because
I'm waiting for the answer.
Is the internet buffering?
Yes.
Oh Lord, let me do it.
Okay, so it's translated to over 690 languages and selling over 100 million copies each year. It sells over 100 million copies.
We're not talking about them stats. We want to know how many times or how many different translations come out per year. How many versions of the Bible are there?
Okay. It's so many different versions. There are more than 5,800 New Testament manuscripts in Greek, 10,000 Old Testament manuscripts in Hebrew, and more than 19,000 copies of manuscript of Coptic, Latin, Aramaic, and Syriac languages.
What say that last one, Timmy? Type. Cinematic. Syriac. Syriac.
That's what I said.
So here we go. Empire Foundation said about 900 in the English language alone. 900 different versions. 900 different translations. I asked you to read 3:5 for a reason. Because in that verse, Satan says, in the day.
In the day.
In the old translations of the King James Version of 2:17, go back to 2:17 real quick because I want to run through this very fast.
Okay, I got it. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
For in the day. So they both say day, right?
Which is 1,000.
Right?
Is it really 1,000 of them?
In Hebrew, the word day is yom. Yom. Y-O-M-E, like home. Yom. That did not indicate some supernatural day. So the devil is literally quoting what the previous verse had already said. You're supposed to die the day you eat that. Yes or no?
Yeah.
From 2:17 back to 3:5, was the devil wrong in what he said? Now, this is not me advocating for the devil, right? Because I understand allegory, right? I understand metaphor. So I'm not afraid of the nigga on the hot sauce bottle like a lot of people have been conditioned to be. What I'm trying to show you is she was told if you touch it and eat it, you're going to die that day. That's 2:17, right?
Yeah.
3:5, the serpent is talking. Now, the world is afraid of goddamn serpents because the English translation mistranslated a Hebrew word. You know what the Hebrew word is?
What's the Hebrew word?
Nakas. Look it up.
Nakas?
Nakash. Nakash, Nakas.
N-A-K-A-S.
In Arabic, it's kanas. The whisperer. Snakes hiss. So the Hebrew word was whisperer. Somebody whispered in her ear and said, go do this. And then she did it. Right? And according to the rules that was laid down to her in 2:17, she was supposed to die today. Because that's Yom in Hebrew. Yom, day. Not yesterday. Not day after tomorrow. Not day after today. Yom, she's supposed to die. Didn't die. Right? Now, go down to Genesis 3:22. I'm trying to show you something about this particular chapter.
Genesis what now?
3:22.
Okay, Genesis 3.
Remember 3:5, y'all.
Genesis
3:22. Read it, and it reads.
Why is this computer going so slow? This is wearing me out. I'm gonna read.
I got it right here.
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read her. I'm gonna start doing it from my phone. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Boom. Bob Gateway. On 3:22, and it reads.
And it reads.
And the Lord God said, "Behold, the man is become as one of us."
Stop. Is God quoting the devil? Go back to 3:5 and read it all.
3:5?
Yeah.
Was I in 3:5 earlier?
Read it again.
Okay. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Go back to 3:22. Is God confirming that statement?
3:22. Why is it not clean?
So that's the devil talking right there. 3:5.
Okay, 3:22 said, and the Lord God said, "Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil, and know lest he put forth his hand,
He get to live forever.
and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever."
Okay, so let's kick his ass out of the garden, because if he eat another fruit from one of these trees, which is the tree of life, they ate from the tree of knowledge, which they were forbidden to eat, because they knew if they ate from the tree of knowledge, they would be as gods. Is this similar to the story of Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods, and then the gods punished his ass because fire represents intellect, illumination, knowledge? So the gods punished. This is the Greek story. Of course, the Greeks stole everything and rewrote everything. I didn't want to get into a history lesson, but I just wanted to show you in that chapter, God lies and the devil tells the truth, and then God confirms his lie.
Oh, Lord, I can't.
Or confirms his truth, excuse me. The devil said, God knows that, first off, you're not going to die, number one. Number two, not only are you not going to die, but if you eat this other fruit, your ass going to live forever. He knows that you got the knowledge of good and evil. And if you eat that fruit, you got the knowledge of good and evil, you're going to be just like them. They got kicked out. God confirmed what the devil said, right? Or what is called the devil, the serpent, whisperer, what in the hell ever. The point that I'm trying to make is, some argue that women were subjugated spiritually in this particular book. Canonized. You get punished because you were a little too curious, a little too nosy. You need to mind your business. You belong to Adam. According to this scripture, you came out of his rib, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so you were told to do something, you decided not to do it, right? You got punished doubly hard. Well, you say, why did she get punished doubly hard?
Why?
Her punishment, what was it? Subservience to him. When you acknowledged earlier that before that was considered a punishment, they were equal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. See, this is how you get in a trick bag, not knowing the language of the damn book that you read, that you claim. Now, this ain't for you, towards you personally.
Okay.
Okay, because don't get. But if you don't know the language of the book that you're reading, and where that language was taken from, and who manipulated it for what political and societal purposes, the Bible, the Quran, and most religions are a part of social engineering. We want our people to behave a certain way, so we're going to create an edict and religiousize it and spiritualize it. Do you see? Okay. Why is the woman a threat? Her strength, her power, her position in the world. Why is she a threat? Is it because of what Eve did?
I'm sorry. Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
Because who is more of a threat? The one that heard God or the one that heard directly from the devil?
Say it again.
Or did they hear the same? Who is more of a threat? The person that hears directly from God or the one that heard directly from the devil?
We don't know who she heard from.
We
assume it's the devil,
yeah,
because of a blatant mistranslation that ends up killing millions of snakes. People got fear of snakes because the Bible's, just like the movie Jaws came out, and a fear of sharks took over the world. Jaws was a horror movie. So what happens? Sharks get hunted, right? Almost to the goddamn brink of extinction because the movie cast a giant killer conscious. The shark was conscious. He was going after motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So now, in real life, people take Jaws the movie to the beach and scared of real life sharks. If you know anything about great white sharks, a lot of them are very cowardly. Divers have proven this. They're ambush predators. They like to sneak up behind shit and bite it. But if you face them, I'm talking about a great white shark. And I ain't gonna be the nigga to do it, but if you face that motherfucker down, they tend to go away. They don't want to get injured.
Yeah.
So once they started to understand the behavior and the nature of the great white shark, they was like, well, it's not as bad as the movie portrayed it. The Bible is guilty of doing the same thing to the serpent. In other cultures, who came into Jerusalem or into Egypt with a staff with a serpent on it?
Moses.
Moses. Obviously, the serpent wasn't bad to him. He passed as an Egyptian, right?
Yeah.
The Egyptians wore a serpent on their crown, which symbolized divinity, kingship, royalty, the Uraeus. So, how is it that Moses, one of the most significant prophets in the Abrahamic umbrella of religions, right? How, right, does he get to rock with a snake, but you don't? See, if you don't understand, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, if you don't understand who is designing the society in which you live, who is the author of the, listen to what I'm saying, rules, what do they call it, the laws? What? The 10 Commandments. It's really 613 of them, but okay, the 10 Commandments. Who wrote this?
Who wrote? They had scribes.
I'm going to say it again. Did you see the movie Eli?
Yes.
With Denzel?
Yes.
One was a living representative of divinity, and the other was what? He was building a city.
Yeah.
And he knew these motherfuckers eat each other. So they needed an edict, some laws,
and some rules to
some rules to be able to control them. One wanted control, the other one had freedom. Do you see the good and evil purpose of the book? If you don't know what it's saying, fast forward to today, right? You got white folk in Europe, the royals, who claim they are the direct descendants of not only Jesus, but Muhammad. Now I know they not.
Yeah.
They claiming yo shit, right? But they claim to be the inheritors of all of the promises that your holy scripture provided them, or provided the chosen people, right? Okay. I hope you're following me right now, because I'm really disappointed. How can you be a man, but you ain't wrote your own spiritual laws for self. How can you consider yourself a free man if you're not free of your father's laws? If you're not free of society's laws, how can you be free? We told you before on multiple shows, right? Mm-hmm. We said there's a difference between the word freedom and a difference between the word liberty. If you go get your Black's Law Dictionary, liberty means freedom within constraints. That's religion too, you know. That's not just a societal thing.
Yeah.
Right? Freedom within constraints. Right? Mm-hmm. The term freedom means unconditionally free. Who wrote your rules for being a man? Who wrote your roles for manhood? And who fits those roles best in this society? This is about to tie into those stories I talked about earlier today. Black people are under siege in every aspect of life here in America. Am I lying?
Oh no, you dead on.
Right? And now your normal just got flipped upside down. You live a different kind of normal now, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And what's happening in your life is an ultimatum. It's not even a choice anymore. They have shifted from an ultimatum or from a choice to an ultimatum. Am I lying?
No.
You want to work?
Baby,
you want to hoop?
Yep.
You want to go to a game? You want to do anything?
Mm-hmm. Comedy club?
You got to do this.
Anything.
Comedy clubs, whatever. You got to do this if you want to do that.
Now, even if you want to deliver stuff, you got to. If you do Uber Eats and Postmates now, you got to get back. You get the boom.
Again, LAUSD has the largest body of African American students. How come Santa Monica Malibu School District didn't mandate it? Why LAUSD? Is it because they have the most African Americans? I'm just putting it out there right now, right? We did that whole Bible thing just to show you. Women being marginalized in this society and have religious justification for doing so, right?
Yeah.
In the Bible, this girl was nosy and hard-headed and didn't follow the rules. That's how it's written. Do you follow African belief? Do you follow African belief? Do you follow African spirituality, which is now growing in popularity? Do you follow it? Because in African spirituality, whether you're talking about ancient Kemet, whether you're talking about South Africa, the woman was seen as an equal. The Bible and society told you, right? She needs to be suppressed. She needs to be repressed. Am I lying? Can somebody show me where I'm lying? Have you ever noticed that Bible and politics both create fanatics? You get a religious fanatic, right? And you also get a political fanatic through the vehicle of patriotism. Mm-hmm. That's just like patriotism is politics' version of catching the Holy Ghost.
What?
Oh, yeah. This is what causes people to commit crimes in the name of my country. I'm going to go blow up that abortion center. Do you see? That's fanaticism. When they say religious people who get fanatical about their beliefs, that's as a Muslim, they say, you know what, you guys are oppressing us so bad, I'm going to put this dynamite in my backpack because according to Islamic belief, whether it be Quran or Hadith, I get 70 versions. for entering into jihad, which is a holy war.
Run me my virgins.
Do you see how both constructs create fanaticism in the follower? Right? Who wrote your narrative? See, you want to know what a real man is? A real man is one who A, knows himself and accepts himself completely, and then begins to bend, right, reality to his will. That's a man. But guess what? Those same parameters that I just laid out also apply to women. Are y'all listening? See, because oftentimes we get this traditional concept of what we think a man is. Yes, a man is a provider. But is he really? If he provides for others, but not for himself. Do your research. There is a type of man called the emotionless provider. What is an emotionless provider? He your daddy. He gonna make sure you got a jacket. He gonna make sure you got a hoodie. He gonna make sure you got a backpack. He gonna make sure you got lunch. He gonna make sure you got some lunch money. He gonna make sure you got bus money to get home. He gonna be there. He gonna protect you too, right? He gonna do all of that. But psychologically and spiritually, he's disconnected from you. You're just his obligation. His responsibility. There's no emotional connectivity. It's called the emotionless father. He will provide, but you don't really know him.
You just another bill.
You a bill. He ain't opened up. He don't share. You don't really know who he is and how he feels. Have you ever wondered why men die at a higher rate than women? Because of the stresses, the sweat of your brow. According to the authors of not only your religious foundation, but your societal foundation. Right? Do you see how they're lockstep? Women and children go first. While at the same time, going first because you're weaker physically, right? Mm-hmm. Go first, women and children, but at the same time, you yelling, we want equality. Right?
Because the thing is that there's different types of strengths. There's different types of
Give it
work,
to me, Sarah.
And there's different types of productivity. Okay, a man, just because you work hard with your hands and you're out there, doesn't mean that I am not, as your wife, even at home or something with the kids. You stay at home with these kids and see what happens. They run around the house, they drive you crazy, but at the same time, you have the same expectations of me to have the house clean with 2 or 3 or 5 monsters running around the house and some tan up shit. That's supposed to be okay, and that's not equivalent. The mental strain and stress that takes, it actually can be weighed the same as physical.
Ooh, this is beautiful, Sarah. That's why I love you. Sarah is amazing because she just opened up another can of whoop ass.
Here we go.
She opened up the inside of a computer and we're looking at the sprockets and the cogs. We're looking at the gears. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Society and the societal template and the religious template go hand in hand. And what they got you working for?
Working for
to maintain what the fuck you got.
Yeah.
You got a wife, got to maintain her. You got a husband, got to maintain him. You got a kid, got to maintain him.
Yeah.
You got a house, got to maintain it. Mm-hmm. You got bills, got to maintain it. All of that seamlessly flows together. Mm-hmm. Oh, I bet you didn't know etymologically that the word work and worship share the same root.
Whatever you focus on the most is what you worship.
You're on the hamster wheel of mediocrity.
That part.
on the hamster wheel of mediocrity. Do you know how hard self-work is? People talking about expectations, and really expectations is the veiled for outcomes. This is what I want out of it. Everything in our relationship infrastructure is transactional under the guise of reciprocity. Motherfucking flower don't ask the sky to rain. It rains.
You do your job, I do my job.
You see, it becomes a goddamn demand. Right? I demand you do these things for me in order for me to be this type of person for you.
What is, oh my God.
Nigga, that's relationship trade. That's Ameritrade.
Ameritrade.
Relay trade.
Yes, the problem comes with the competition that is innately within human beings. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, I do more than you, so therefore you gotta do that. It's a constant juggle for superiority over another. So supremacy is in all relationships as well. Some people always want to be like, you always got the one-up nigga. And everybody do it in every relationship they have.
How many relationships have ended because a motherfucker couldn't fulfill his role?
You can't even count them.
I don't think God set it up for us to be passive-aggressive Johns and prostitutes. See, the deeper layer of relationship, and it applies to both men and women, is spiritual maturation. But spiritual maturation gets sidetracked by life itself. This is why you tell a child, a teenager, hey, nigga, I know you having sex, but don't have sex without a condom. You try to teach reproductive rights. Why? Because you ain't ready for no kid.
Yeah.
Why? Emotionally, psychologically, financially, you ain't ready for that. Right? Is that not what we teach the kids?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And when you get into the space of maintaining a life for your kids, maintaining a life for your woman, and you ain't did no real work with yourself, that maintenance gig you own now becomes, this is my son, y'all, I'm sorry, becomes a burden to many. I'm on the air, son. Okay. Call you back. I hope you're good. Let me say, you good? All right, cool. I don't know if y'all hear where I'm going. Society said, go to school, learn a trade, get a job, get a woman. How many times have you experienced some shit where the holidays made a nigga nervous? Fuck. Christmas is gonna be a bitch this year. I ain't got it. But then the special time of year, you know, you start feeling a certain kind of way. You got, God damn, I got to get them something. Fuck. Do you see? They got you programmed. You are in a mold, and it is supported by religious concepts.
But you get a break if you're Jehovah's Witness.
I think a lot of motherfuckers chose Jehovah's Witness, so they ain't had to do none of this shit, right? I'm just saying, your whole shit programmed. How many motherfuckers feel the pressure? Oh shit, this is the 14th. February 14th. I got to get some flowers and some candy. How many people feel the pressure? Oh, the 4th of July, you know, we got the barbecue.
Yeah. But you always get it from the cousin with the food stamps.
But do you see? Do you see what I'm trying to say? I'm saying all the way back, since the inception of the concept of religion and the rules, i.e. laws of society, have worked in sync to keep you working from the day you rise to the day you die. And what is missed along that journey The revelation of self.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Because it's interesting to me that the punishment for her, the death, it seemed like the death of her was the reason, was her way to give life. You feel me?
Say again?
Like she had, it seemed like the punishment of her was to give life.
You saying Eve?
Yeah. From the original thing we were talking, like her punishment was to give life. Mm-hmm. Because before then, remember, it wasn't required. There was nobody came out of nobody. Or it's just for like if you go to the Bible, the rib and stuff like that. Allegory. They were created. They wasn't. She didn't have to do God's job. No, I mean, oh Lord, I don't sound so blasphemous.
Lord, well,
that
Lord.
sounds so blasphemous. I'm so sorry, Lord. If that's wrong, Lord. But you feel me? Like he didn't have to make any more. Now you got to make them.
Right.
So is that considered her death?
No.
It's not?
No.
Okay. I'll just ask a question. I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay.
See, I done read, if you want to go back to the Bible piece, I'm tying it together.
Okay. Okay.
Religion. Right. See, you have to understand. Say in Iran, they don't have a democracy. You know what they have? A theocracy. Theos, God. Krisi, Greek, God rule. In other words, the Bible, or the Quran, that's a theocracy. God rules. We make rules based off of what the Quran mandates.
Okay.
Right? That's a theocracy. Okay?
Yeah.
We live in a democracy, which is demos. Chrissy rule. Mob rules. Your Bible is allegory, and it's painting stories. Why? Why? Because stories are the best way to get converts. This is why they said it was the greatest story ever told.
So it's the circus?
Watch this. How many times have you seen a Karen running around here talking about I'm American and I got rights?
All the time.
Do you have rights today?
We have rights.
The way America is acting right now, does it seem very democratic?
Not at all.
Okay, cool. I'm just letting you know, because you are a participant in a system. The movie The Matrix, all of them told you. All three Matrix told you. Right?
They're about to have a fourth.
You're in a matrix and you running around here acting like you're sovereign and independent. Whether it be a nigga with a job, right?
A good job or just a job? Okay.
You know, a job make a nigga feel like I got a job.
I got a job.
And I'm not hating on nobody who work for a living. Do what you gotta do so you can have your food, so you can eat, so you can pay your bills. Right? But what I'm trying to explain here, how can you say you're a real man or a real woman if you are not the author of yourself? Self-authorship, which comes from self-knowledge. Now, back to all the stories from beginning. We are the most disrespected people, not black women, not black men. Us together. We are the most disrespected people on planet Earth. They've been lying for years. Harvard came out a couple of years ago, I think it was 2016, they came out with a story that said, our black enrollment is up 13%. But when Tone and them looked into that 13% wasn't brothers from Oklahoma, wasn't brothers from Dallas, Houston, wasn't brothers from Oakland, Compton, wasn't brothers from Florida, from Orlando, you understand, from Jacksonville, wasn't brothers from, it was others who are also brothers. It was Nigerians, it was Caribbeans, but they used a blanket license named black to make it seem like black people, African Americans, because now that's the damn term for everybody, right? You know, diversity looks good, and our black population is up 13%. Tell the truth. The black Americans here in America suffer some of the same fates or similar fates that our black brothers in Haiti suffer. Can anybody argue that Haiti has had the foot of white supremacy on its neck since it defeated white supremacy? Since it defeated the slave trade? They have collaborated together to keep Haiti down economically. Haiti got resources we not buying. We not cutting no deals. Even when they put somebody in there that's supposed to represent the interests of this country. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all paying attention. You're not the author of what you call manhood.
It's too many variables.
Huh?
It's too many variables.
Watch this. You've heard Rizza Islam on my show. You've heard all type of people on my show. You've heard legendary, my Baba, the legendary
You feel me?
Dick Gregory on my show. We had Rodney King's lawyer on our show. We done had so many people on this damn show since 2012, it's not even funny, right? They all say the same thing. How you a man and you don't own a farm? You don't make your own food? Phil Valentine, Brother Kaba Kabane, we done had Tommy Curry, Tone Talks, Jeff Brown. We done had people on this show that's saying the same. How are you a man and you really don't have no resources? You don't have control over any resources. And if you did get some control over some resources, they would make it illegal and make you bend the knee. Right? Are we not living in this time right now, Sarah?
Oh, absolutely.
Do it our way or bend the knee, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll take the jab.
So if that is in fact what's happening, how can your woman respect you? We had a sister on the show once, and Corey was on the show. And Corey said, you know, you need a good man, a brother that works at UPS. Shit. Corey was like, that motherfucker makes 60 grand a year. That ain't.
Oh, see, that's trash. See.
So you think the sickness of this society hasn't creeped into your definition of yourself? See, y'all heard me use these examples before. I said the white man got all the money, so now he's searching for meaning, while we're left searching for the bag. And the bag equates to security, right?
Yeah.
So you're not really a man. What you are is a security guard. Because a man is about freedom. While you're making sure your Netflix stays on.
Oh, come on.
While you're making sure, right, your Hulu,
Paramount Plus, your
Paramount
Stars.
Plus, Disney Plus, all that shit stay on. That's your, right, that's your accomplishment. When you look at these damn billionaire white motherfuckers, they racing each other to go into space. You know why? Because not only are they in search of freedom, they have freedom, but they're in search of meaning. And they have the financial means to do whatever the entire fuck they would like to do. Most brothers you meet, and this is not to besmirch or put down my brothers who work hard. This is not to say that I work hard every day, dude. Every day. I know what it means to work hard. What I'm saying is, those white men that dominate the world didn't get there by themselves. They got there via a conglomerate. Whether they liked each other, whether they respected each other, whether they fucked with each other or not, they got there as a conglomerate. And once they took over the whole world, look up the story of the Rothschilds. The Rothschild father said, what? I got 5 sons. Okay, we're going to get into the banking industry. We're going to become the Medicis of this generation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send each one of my sons to different cities or different countries in Europe, right? And what we're going to do is take over their banking systems. If we take over the banking systems of Europe in different countries, we, in effect, take over the countries. Yep. We don't have to be voted in. We ain't got to be royalty.
Yeah.
Do you know what's interesting about the Rothschilds? See, the royals have the line of succession. Are y'all listening to me? I need y'all to respond to me in here. Are y'all listening to me? Are you paying attention? Does this make sense? Are you following what I'm saying? Let me see a fist if you are, because I'm not going to be here.
I'm about to close.
Right. I ain't going to be here too long. Do y'all hear me? Am I making any sense to you? Please hit the like button. 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 Put the fist up. Please hit the like button. Okay. So the Rothschilds don't do what the royals do. The royals have a line of succession. Okay? So whoever is next up in the line of succession, when the current monarch dies, the next up, like in basketball, next up, somebody got hurt, you next up, get in there.
Okay.
The Rothschilds don't do that. They evaluate each member of their family to see if they're competent to take control. And they don't care about gender. If the next dude up is a fuck up, they're going to be like, not him.
Not him.
Get the sister. That's how the Rothschilds have maintained their power.
The one with the unibrow, she's smart.
Do you understand? You chasing the bag, they chasing meaning. One of the most powerful quotes in my new book is by physicist turned metaphysician Thomas Campbell, author of the book My Big Toe, from the book Awakening. It's a 3-book package. He says, listen very carefully. This is a very powerful quote. I need you to listen very carefully. Take this in. Tiny positive or negative increments in the quality of your intention over many thousands of choices eventually lead to either an increasing or a decreasing of conscious quality. Did y'all hear that? Mm-hmm. Does it make sense? Tiny positive or negative increments in the quality of your intent over many thousands of choices eventually lead to either an increasing or a decreasing in conscious quality. In other words, your intention behind what you do. How many niggas intend to get pussy with their wallet?
Oh, a lot.
With their performance. I'm going to perform like I'm a worker. Because in this society, the worker class, if we were doing a caste system, is considered dateable, viable for relationships. Why? Because this society is vibrating on the frequency of fear. So anything that looks certain is now a good catch.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. I know. This is the kind of shit motherfuckers don't really be thinking about. Right? Right? This is the kind of stuff motherfuckers ain't really thinking about. You think because you got a job, that you're a good catch? You're a good catch for Social Security.
Yeah.
You're a good catch for society in and of itself, because the more workers society has, please understand that the workers in a society are the lubrication for that society to move, to prosper, to grow. Why? You work, you get some biosurvival tickets, you take your biosurvival tickets, and then you put it back into the system. And then the system keeps going. Do you see how this society has made you, men and women,
low-hanging fruit,
passive-aggressive prostitutes and johns? Your expectations for each other have become quiet demands. These are deal breakers for me. This is a red flag if he don't do that.
Oh, those are escorts instead of prostitutes.
Do you see what
Those are high-class prostitutes.
Do you see what I'm saying? This is what this society has done. What have I said in all three of my books? Relationships is a spiritual process. It's a spiritual process. And the woman is just as important as the man. Just as the positive side of the battery is just as important as the negative side of the battery if we're going to get a charge. So you can't really do spiritual work when there is the anxiety of external societal work. I don't know if y'all listening, man. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'm not saying don't work. Right? You'll have somebody come in and say something like this. They'll say, you need better work-life balance. And what do we do with work-life balance? Taco Tuesdays.
Oh, yes.
We go to the cigar lounge.
Fish Fridays.
Let's go roller skating. Vacation.
Okay.
We go do a lot of things, right?
I got to self-care.
Right. Self-care new, though. Now, hold on.
Oh, that's new. Okay.
That's new.
That's new. Okay.
You know self-care, that's different. We going to do some yoga. We go, right? A lot of shit that ultimately turns out to be what? You know what it turns out to be?
Wasteful.
Escapism.
Oh.
Because the one thing that needs your provision, Mr. Providers, is your own spirit. When do you take time to feed your soul? You're in a relationship to undo some shit that was done. Have you ever seen a son mimic the behaviors of the father? Have you ever seen a daughter, right? Hey, what is that? Design the dawn. If you don't understand, I mean, you know, I can't get you pedals. You got to pedal faster. Have you ever seen a son mimic the behaviors of a father?
Yes.
Have you ever seen a daughter mimic the behaviors of a mother?
Yes.
And when I say mimic those behaviors, both positive and negative, have you ever seen it?
Yes.
Right? Okay, cool. When the child mimics the negative behaviors, how do we reconcile that? How do we help them navigate through that?
Beat their ass.
In a lot of cases, yeah. But how do we get them to grow out of what we have yet to grow out of? Oh, so the kids are mirroring back to you what you needed to work on, but they modeled it from you because they were raised in your fucking environment. You didn't have the time to deal with self. There was no self-authorship work going on, right? Mm-hmm. So they model not only the best part of you, but also the worst parts of you. And because you get them out the house, you say, job well done. Or you get them off to school, you say, job well done. But what if they take the darkness that they modeled from you to the school that they go to, and then there is an impending situation that causes that unresolved darkness to manifest itself outside of your home? Now you got an issue.
Now you got one.
Now you got to get in your car and go down there and see what wall this nigga socked. do you?
Well, it's because a lot of people, if your body is a temple or a house, a lot of people have condemned the kitchen. Therefore, they order out for delivery and get all this stuff like imported in from the outside because they won't do no home cooking themselves and try to develop things and learn what will fully nourish their body, their mind,
spirit.
And their spirit.
All I'm saying is, do you know how empty the worship service is when it's an escape? Like, oh, I gotta go to church. It's an escape, right?
Yeah.
I got to get right with God. Because you know how many people trying to get right with God with the same mentality that they have with Mercury Insurance?
Oh. You got to pay that bill every month.
You see?
Just in case.
Shit, if I don't go, just in case.
Just
Let
in
me
case.
go just in case. Because I don't want God to say I wasn't there. It's a lot of people operating with God like he's Allstate.
Like a jig. That just in case.
Spiritual insurance, right?
Yeah.
Let me just show up just in case. I don't want to get left behind. You get what I'm saying?
Like a good savior.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's a lot of superficial shit going on just to get you through the moment of you. See, seeing your ugliness is like waking up to your bad breath.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
When you turn over and that pillow, there ain't you know how when the pillow flat, it go right out to the air. But when you turn and that pillow bend,
oh Lord,
and then you breathe out, and especially the mouth breathers, right?
Yeah.
You breathe out to that pillow and it's serving as a wall and that shit hit you. Listen.
My Lord, my Lord.
Seeing your ugliness is like seeing that. It's like smelling your own shitty mouth. That little rotten tooth in the back. A lot of people don't want to do that. So what do? They fucking do shit. What the fuck is that? They do. Let me get busy doing.
Yep.
Let me get busy doing, right? If I go to church, I've participated and God knows my heart.
Yeah.
But God can't do your inner work. So you rely on a role that God said you were supposed to have. Well, as long as I do my role. But what about that work? God gave you tools to do something about you. You think just fulfilling your role is enough? How do you discover yourself? How do you take the pen of self-authorship from a toxic society and write your own narrative? How do you do it? If you work for somebody, you're subject to them telling you what you got to do. Yes or no?
That's true. But it's hard to be your own editor. Even you had somebody else to edit your book.
Sometimes that mirror reflection you get is the editor.
Come on. Okay.
Hey, you forgot.
Okay.
Your behavior needs a comma, nigga.
Okay.
You understand?
Period.
Let's indent right here. This is a whole new sentence in your spirit, right?
Wait, this don't sound like you. That's a footnote.
Do you understand? Put this on the next page.
Okay,
Don't. This a run on. I'm just saying. Society is not concerned with your spiritual maturation. They don't care. Society is concerned with you fitting in to their system. You are a part. Fuck this motherfucking screen up. You can take it to somebody and they can fix the part. You are a part. How can you call yourself a man or a woman and you're a cog? Just a cog in the machine.
Oh, ball of confusion, child.
In my Come to Mises masterclass, one of the homework pieces was to go watch this movie. I am urging, it's almost 350 people in here right now. I'm urging everybody in here, do me a solid and watch this movie. It's gonna make sense. Everything I talked about today is gonna make sense. Please watch this movie. This is a piece that's in the Come to Mises masterclass, right? It is part of the homework package. Watch this movie and tell me, don't you understand differently? Reach out to me. In this, I ain't gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna tell you what the movie is. It's called Finding Joe. It's on YouTube and it's free. It's a documentary. Everybody should watch it. Watch it with your woman. Watch it by yourself. Watch it with your man. Right? Watch it with your kids. I made my kids sit down and watch it. Because if your kids can only say, well, he was there and he took care of us.
Oh, Lord. That's
a blessing. I would say he only took care of what society mandated him to take care of. There's a pressure, right, to look like a man by behaving. Well, we know men behave better than they speak. And this is why we get so far with some women. Because behaviors speak louder than words, right?
That part.
So we can behave and communicate better than how we talk. I was sitting in the lounge talking to an older sister the other day, and she was talking about how in the beginning everything lined up, his behaviors, and everything was in alignment. But as I got to know him, and as we moved a little further in, and as we did more things, I had already gotten past the sex. We done had the sex. We done did everything. He starts to change. That's because he don't speak with his mouth. He speaks with his body language. Let me go back. What speaks louder? Right? What speaks louder than actions? I tell women this all the time. It's intentions, right? And I say a man's intention is tied into a woman's intuition. And if she would listen to her inner voice and stop pushing it down because he looks so good on paper and he got money, and your fear says, well, at least he'll be able to take care of things, and let me just move forward because this, I'm getting older and this might be the best I can do. And you know what? He handsome and he tall. And then you know what? He only got one kid. A lot of times we make concessions, right? Again, what speaks louder than behavior? Ladies, it's intention. A man's intentions speaks louder than his behavior. And the only way you can hear it is if you listen to your intuition. Go back to Thomas Campbell. Tiny positive or negative increments in the quality of your intent over many thousands of choices eventually lead to either an increasing or a decreasing in conscious quality. How many men in here have intended to behave properly so I can get that pussy.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
See,
oh Lord.
some people got me mixed up. They think I got to behave a certain way. No, I experience the benefit of a toxic culture, society. What is that experience?
You light skin,
green eyes, 6'2", athlete.
Got a little height on him.
Come on, man. Attractive, according to their standards. I ain't never had to perform.
You know, Michael Ealy looking nigga.
I ain't never had to do that. And I would never sit here and say, oh, I'm the most attractive, I'm the most handsome. I'm not. Especially as I get older, I'm getting a little thick around the waist.
No, so Isley, you're getting better.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm getting a little lethargic. But I ain't never had to perform. But I know brothers who have. Behavior was their choice. They macked a woman through behavior. That's how I remember when we was growing up, a motherfucker on the phone be like, yo, I was macking this girl. I was on the phone for like 3 hours with her, man. I got it, man. I macked her down, right? I didn't have to do that. Ever. So again, the whole purpose of relating is self-discovery. And that goes both for men and women.
Yeah.
It's so you can grow up spiritually. Your gender role serves society. These are the social game rules. Do you know the social game rules in ancient Egypt said you could marry your sister so y'all could keep the bloodline pure? Those are not the same social game rules here. But my question to you, men and women, how do you become a self-author? Sarah, how? How do you take the pen of self-authorship from a toxic society and write your own narrative? How do you do that?
Be able to be still enough to write.
Ooh, I love that answer. Please expound. That's ooh. Say what?
No, be still enough to write. A lot of times you don't want to spend time with yourself. And that's a lot of people's problem. You don't know yourself because you don't spend time with yourself. Get down, sit down and be able to listen and reflect and learn from yourself. Then you'll be able to properly write. Other than that, it will never be an autobiography.
Are we not all fucking, it'll be an autobiography, Jules. Wow. Are we not in the midst of a recontextualization of the social game rules in our society right now? Are we not right in the midst of it right now? And who's writing? Them or you? Who's writing the script? Them or you? I'm interested to know.
And you can't ask Siri.
Take you back to Genesis chapter 3.
3:22?
Just go back to Genesis 3 altogether.
3? Okay.
Why? I need to know. Why was Eve approached? If Adam was the leader, why was Eve approached?
Well, women are more welcoming.
Were they trying to manipulate her like she's the weak one, she's the soft one?
I don't think so.
Maybe that was it.
That she was the weak one?
Yeah, like if Adam, right, is the leader, right? Adam is the leader. fuck that. We not finna fuck with Adam. Let's fuck with the weak one. Could that have been it?
I think Eve was chilling and was still, and he was up walking around looking at stuff. She was relaxing, so she was approachable. I think she was in a position of approachability at that thing.
Okay, cool. All righty. Is that what you believe?
No, I just think that he spotted her. He could tell. If who was telling her knew that there was a such thing of knowledge and of good and evil, therefore he already knew. And he already had the ability of persuasion, which is something they didn't have. So he knew which one to go to because he had like discernment enough to be able to feel whoever's energy out. That's what I mean. I'm doing a lot for Snake, but you know, hey. Sorry. I'm giving too much in-depth conversation on a snake that talks.
Genesis 5:2, male and female, he created them.
Okay.
So male and female, he created them. Mm-hmm. And named them man in the day they were created. See, this is the fuck shit manipulation that goes on in your biblical scriptures.
Wait, so
you read it. Read it from where you are.
Where am I? Okay, which one you want?
Genesis 5:2. I'm finna show you something.
Okay, come on. Genesis 5:2. And it reads, male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam. In what? In the day.
Both of them
when
was
they
named
were
Adam.
created. Yeah, because she came out of him.
The word Adam in that scripture is Adamah. It means of the ground. They both came from the ground. See? Not because she came out of him. That's some other fancy shit, fanciful fantasy shit. No. Both their name was Adam. Uh-oh. See, you didn't know that, did you? See, I'm in the Strong's Concordance right now. Strong's number 2145 tells you Adam's real fucking name. Because Adam was both their names.
Oh, that's their last name like Jackson's. I'm just saying. I didn't know. Sorry.
So their last name was Adam.
Her name was Eve Adam.
Eve Adam.
Mrs. Adam.
Mrs. Adam. Hey! Oh, that's dumb as hell. I love that shit. Miss Eve Adam.
Miss Eve Adam.
Miss Eve Adam, we got an apple over here at your table. You ordered an apple. I told you not to order no apples.
Oh, you bitch ass nigga.
Oh, Sarah crazy.
I'm sorry.
Genesis 5:2, Adam's real name is revealed.
And
it's translated in English as, read it.
In 5:2, male Adam. You said 5:2?
Genesis 5:2.
Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created.
The word male there.
Oh, male and female created them. Oh, wow. Okay.
Male in that verse is the word zakar. Z-A-K-A-R. Zakar. You know what that shit means? Because what they like to do when they update their translations, they catch up with the flaws in the shit.
Oh, okay.
So they change it. When you go back to an old version of the Strong's Concordance, you know what zakar means?
No.
Rememberer. Nigga, just remember not to touch the motherfucking tree. That's your name, nigga.
That's your only job, my bro.
Rememberer.
That's your only job.
Okay? I'm revealing the true name of Adam and Eve, because you niggas been listening to Creflo Dollar and them, and you ain't did your own research. Remember what the black church and that whole religious community did to the great football player who played for the Green Bay Packers? Y'all know his name.
Reggie White?
Reggie White.
I love Reggie White.
You know what Reggie White said? He said, I don't want to listen to no preachers. Mm-hmm. He said, I got enough money. I'm taking my ass. He from Chattanooga. Went to Howard High School. He said, you know what? I got bread. I'm going to Israel. They're going to teach me Hebrew so I can know what these words are actually saying. You got a whole group of translators that are translating to keep the truth away from you. So we done found out that Adam is both their name. Adama, of the ground, of the earth, earthlings.
Male Adam.
His name is Zakar, which they flipped and made male.
Zakar Adam?
Zakar Adama.
Zakar Adam.
The new
that's
007.
That's dope, though.
I'm Zakar Adama. Yes, I just arrived. My attaché is there.
Oh,
Thank you.
Ooh, okay.
Anyway, rememberer. Now, they got different terms. They got different terms for male and female. They got Esh, male, that's Hebrew. Eshah, that's female in Hebrew. Esh and Eshah, male and female. Why her name different though? What's her name?
Female Adama?
What's her name?
What's her name? What's her name?
When no one is around you.
Is this where the Lilith stuff come in?
No.
Okay, no.
Her name, and they got a weird pronunciation because modern Hebrews have changed the vowels and shit. Mm-hmm. They say Nekeva with a V, Nekeva.
I think I went to high school with a Nekeva.
But it's Nekeba.
Oh.
Male and female, 5'2", right there, male and female. Mm-hmm. Nekeba, what does it mean? See, the modern day translators would say it means gash or sheath, like a man sticking his hard sword dick into a sheath. It's a gash.
It's a receiver.
It's a receiver. It's a meat wallet, a change purse. It's a
receiver of the sword.
It's a receiver of the sword. It's a holder of the metal. Hey. Yes, that's what it does. It holds the sword. Hey. All you got to do is put a little oil in the sheath and it slides right in.
Ooh, because God knows I don't want no dry sheath. Ooh.
That's what the modern translators say. Mm. But as you read further and further down, when you're researching this word nekeva, you know what it also means? Appointed.
Ooh.
The fucking leader, nigga. That's why they went to her and not the rememberer. That's why she was punished to be subservient to the fucking rememberer.
He couldn't remember not to eat it.
That's all he had to do.
Damn.
Look up the word. I ain't gonna give it to you. Oh, look it up. Nekeva. That's how they say it today. Nekeva. No, it's nekeba. After they finished demeaning it in their retranslations of the word, and we got to make sure we get rid of. But at the end, it says appointed. Now that would put the Hebrew belief system, which this story is, that would put that shit in direct alignment with ancient Kemet. No king sits on a throne unless he's sitting on a woman. Osiris and Aset. Aset, proper pronunciation. Osiris, European pronunciation. Usir, Asar, these are the proper pronunciations of Osiris or Asar and Aset. Her hieroglyph is the throne. When you write Aset, it's a throne. You can't be king unless she's the...
So she's the ultimate protector because she protects the protection. No, I'm thinking of the knife. I'm thinking of the sword.
Do you see the foolishness? God said in the Hebrew that the woman came out the nigger's rib.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say, if the woman came out the nigger rib, why his nipples don't work and hers do?
Oh, because he would have to possess all the things in which he gave, right?
Nigga, you're a man. You don't produce life. She does. And every man has come out of the gash of Nekeva or the Pisces Vesica. They knew the power of the woman, so they had to suppress the power of the woman. So now, because they understand the ancient science that we had many, many years ago, they understand we got to control every narrative, religious narrative, political narrative, family narrative. We got to control all these narratives. You know why? Because we got a motherfucking super team, black man and woman, and if we keep them at odds, if we keep them fighting, if we keep them choosing sides and not choosing each other, if we keep them putting each other down, if we keep them disrespecting each other, if we keep them broken, they can never come. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Religion is authored by the same people that give you your government. I don't know if y'all ready for this. A lot of niggas ain't ready. I looked this shit up myself. Zakar, rememberer. What? Huh? The rememberer. Just remember, nigga, not to fuck with that tree.
Just don't do it.
You sit your ass over there, don't fuck with that tree. We finna go talk to the boss. I know y'all don't like to hear that kind of shit. Does that mean the woman is God and man not? No, sure don't. Man and woman come together and create divine relationships by recognizing the divine within each other. That's what, it's a metaphor, man.
The supreme slit.
I don't know. Are y'all listening to me? Hit the like button, y'all. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Let me just say, can we get everybody, because we got to wrap it up. I got to get to another show. Can we get everybody to go get that Shrouded Lighthouse on Kindle? We just received our first rating. Oh, man, we got 5 stars on that first rating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was very helpful. What is this? Dice version, I think, at Gmail. Don't play with Zoe. 100%. That damn man is doing work, real talk. Check him out. Thank you. Thank you. Kindle customer. We got our first, our first little review here. Come on, y'all. I need everybody to go over there and cash mob the Kindle. And I would love to talk to anybody about this. This is not saying, we need each other, is what I'm saying. That's all this shit is about, is we need each other. And we need to look at shit deeper, right? We need to study. We need to have think tanks and groups where we sit down and build with each other. It's too much negative yippity yappity yappity and niggas going back and forth on some weird shit. There's too much of that.
Yeah.
At a time where, like I said before, man, unity, honesty, working together, loving each other, supporting each other, having each other's back, that shit is too motherfucking important. Brother Emmanuel.
I was gonna say something.
I did not say that the woman is God alone. First off, now that you pull me in, Brother Emmanuel, everything is God. That shit in that. How can God be infinite and not be everything? Here's a question for you, Emmanuel, brother. Where does God end and you begin? And vice versa. Where's the demarcation line between you and God? Is there one? The point that I'm trying to make here is God is everything. God is everyone. And yes, there is a physical female manifestation of God as there is a male manifestation of God. The Pharaoh was considered the physical manifestation of Amun-Ra. Yes, the female is a god, but so is the man. If you go to the Temple of Man in Luxor, Egypt, you will see a structure that pharaohs inherited, that they were building. It's called the Temple of Man because from the sky, looking down, it is shaped like a man walking. And pharaohs inherited the building project of it. There is a scene in the Temple of Man called the theogamy scene. Theo, theos, God. Gami, gamos, marriage. Marriage to God. It is Osiris, Usir, and Aset, Isis. And they got a baby. Who's the baby? Heru, Horus. Theogamy scene. You mean to tell me a female god and a male god got together and had a baby god? That theogamy. That is your Jesus story right there. Osiris, Aset, Heru. It's right there on the walls. 10, 15, 20,000 years before we even had a book called the Bible. What I'm trying to say in a clear manner, all over the country, all over the world, women were revered as a gateway, a fucking black hole, a portal from one dimension to this one, coming through that coochie that all men have come from. Name the first man. Did he have a mama? The ancient Africans say, you ain't gonna do no good work if you don't empower women. You know what they call them? The Iami, the divine feminine. You ain't gonna do no good work unless you empower women.
Thank you.
So empowering women is simping? Yes, in a toxic society. Yes. Listen, if Pizzagate exists and a motherfucker looks at little kids and say, we can fuck them, imagine how they look at women. After all these centuries of conditioning. Bitch, you better shut up, get butt naked, make an omelet. I'm paying all the motherfucking bills. You better get your ass in there, nigga. I like it when you wear my motherfucking house shoes, too. Put my house shoes on. And no drawers with the apron. Put the apron on.
You know what, though? If dudes that act like that, if God treated us like men that want to suppress women so bad, that would be a real fucked up life. Because God does not, I don't think God consistently try to remind us or whatever that every single day, you got to do this, you got to do that. He gives us free will. But some men are so fixated on someone obeying them, but they're saying that God first, the God said God first, then Christ, God first, then him, then man, then the woman. Are you in direct, alignment with God though? If you're treating someone else bad?
Hold on. I got to handle Brother Emmanuel.
He's okay. You're a Hebrew. Okay, what is this guy? I don't know. Egyptians are pagans.
Can I just say, it's real simple, man.
Okay.
We're all God. You didn't answer my question. I asked you where you end and God begins. If God is infinite, how can he not be all of you? That's what I asked. You want to mention a tribal doctrine? That's fine. I believe that God is the source of everything. Brother, you get to believe whatever you want to believe. Whatever you want to believe. I believe that God is everything. I believe that books and languages and religions and social constructs are too small and weak to contain the immensity of what we call God. That's what I believe. You are not asked to believe what I believe.
Thank you.
When the Hindus see each other and they say, Namaste, what they're saying is, the divine in me, right, recognizes the divine in you. God is everything. And if he's not everything, he's not infinite. And if he's not infinite, he's not worth worshiping. Ooh. If God is not all of you, how you gonna convince me to get down with what you believe?
What he said? God is above, women are below. Oh, you got a problem with women? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Somebody. Oh, wow.
He said, no, God is above, women are below.
Wow. Wow.
He's gonna make somebody a happy husband.
Or, yeah, somebody. It may be a man. Because if he believes women are so subservient, he probably would men. So it's okay.
It's all good. I got other shit to do. I got a whole nother show to film.
Okay.
Listen, man. Hey, I love everybody in here. I need you guys to get your copy. Listen, we're almost at the 2-week mark, so you know what that means. The book will be delivered to my crib, and the packaging, printing, and shipping process will begin. I'm expecting maybe the 15th, maybe the 13th, somewhere around there, 13th through the 15th. I'm going to have the physical copies of The Shrouded Lighthouse in my possession. It's going to be delivered to my crib. I got a team that's going to help me. We're going to be printing, packaging, and shipping. So we're going to make sure everybody gets their books. But I need everybody's support on the Kindle version. I just would love people to go write, let me see what we did today. Oh, we got 2 books off today, and I'm thankful. We got 2 ebooks off today. Yes, Kindle, because I want people to actually read it, and I want people to leave comments. I want people to share their thoughts and their opinions. Anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys. As a matter of fact, y'all got to hit Sarah's Cash App. Sarah, she be making these shows funny as hell. And I appreciate her coming. I appreciate her support. Y'all show love. Let's see. Somebody said Nikki Kobanias. My birthday is November 6th. May I please get it before then? We're going to mail it. Nikki, we going to mail it now. We're going to mail it. Sarah, what is your Cash App?
My Cash App is Sundays with Sarah. That's it. So, but it's Sarah without the H though. But it's Cash App. I mean, what's the cash sign? Dollar sign. Sundays with Sarah. Thank you, Zoe.
And of course, the documentary I told you guys to watch is called Finding Joe.
Finding Joe.
Please, please, please check it out. Finding Joe is an amazing documentary. You're going to love it. Especially if you're a truth seeker and a spiritual seeker, you're going to love this, all right? All right, I love y'all, appreciate y'all. We'll be talking soon. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully I gave you something to think about, and we'll holler later. Deuces.